You think you're tough because you've had a few hard days. Maybe you've faced some challenges, maybe you've endured some pain. But let me tell you something. Toughness isn't about what you've been through. It's about what you do every single day despite what you've been through. Real toughness, it's not flashy, it's not loud, it doesn't need applause. Real toughness is quiet. It's relentless. It's the decisions you make when nobody's watching and nobody cares but you. Most people walk around thinking they're tougher than they really are. They wear their struggles like a badge of honor, but the truth is, struggle isn't what defines toughness. Struggle is just the entry fee. Toughness is what you do after the struggle. It's how you choose to respond. Do you keep pushing forward, or do you let your excuses take over? Real toughness is consistency. It's doing the work day in and day out, no matter how you feel. It's showing up even when you're tired, even when you're unmotivated, even when the world feels like it's against you. Toughness isn't about one big moment of effort. It's about the grind. It's about the small, unsexy decisions you make every day to stay disciplined, to stay focused, and to keep moving forward. Anybody can push hard for a day. Anybody can show up when the spotlight's on them. But can you push hard when nobody's watching? Can you stick to the plan when there's no reward, no praise, no recognition? That's what separates the tough from the weak. Toughness is built in the dark, in the quiet, in the moments when it's just you versus you. And let me tell you something else. Toughness isn't about pretending you don't have weaknesses. It's not about acting like you've got it all figured out. Real toughness is owning your weaknesses. It's looking yourself in the mirror and saying, "This is where I'm falling short. This is what I need to fix." Most people can't do that. Most people are too scared to admit where they're weak. But you can't fix what you won't face. True toughness starts with honesty. It starts with taking full responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. No more blaming your circumstances. No more pointing fingers. No more hiding behind excuses. Toughness is about saying, "This is my life. These are my choices. And if I want something different, I have to be the one to change." And here's the part nobody talks about. Toughness doesn't feel good. It's not about being fearless or invincible. It's about feeling the fear, the doubt, the discomfort, and doing the hard thing anyway. Toughness isn't the absence of struggle. It's your ability to keep going in the face of it. Most people aren't as tough as they think they are because they avoid the hard stuff. They avoid pain. They avoid failure. They avoid accountability. But the more you avoid, the weaker you get. Toughness is like a muscle. You have to use it to make it stronger. And that means leaning into the things that scare you, the things that challenge you, the things that force you to grow. So ask yourself, how tough are you really? Are you consistent? Are you disciplined? Are you pushing yourself every day? Or are you just coasting? Are you owning your weaknesses? Or are you hiding from them? Toughness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And the only way to build it is through action. You want to be tough? Start by doing the things you've been avoiding. Start by facing the uncomfortable truths about yourself. Start by showing up every single day, no matter how hard it gets. Toughness isn't glamorous, it's not fun, but it's the foundation of everything you want in life. Because here's the truth, life doesn't care how tough you think you are. Life will test you. It will break you down. It will push you to your limits and then some. And when that happens, the only thing that will matter is how you respond. Will you crumble or will you rise? If you want to be tough, you have to prove it to yourself. Not once, but every single day. Toughness is built in the small moments. It's built in the choices you make when nobody's watching. It's built in the hours of grind, of sweat, of effort when there's no finish line in sight. Stop fooling yourself. Stop pretending you're tougher than you are. If you really want to be tough, earn it. Show up. Do the work. Face your weaknesses. And never, ever quit. Because toughness isn't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit and keep moving forward. That's the truth. That's what it takes. Toughness isn't something you talk about. It's not something you boast about. It's not a label you give yourself because you survived some tough moments or overcame a few obstacles. Toughness is action. It's what you do every single day when the excuses creep in, when the doubt starts screaming in your head, when life punches you square in the face, and you still keep moving forward. Most people have no idea what real toughness is because they've never had to rely on it. They've never gone all in. They've never faced the kind of pressure where quitting feels like the only option. And yet, something deep inside says, no, not today. That's the difference. Toughness doesn't show up when things are easy. Toughness is what kicks in when every part of you is begging to stop. Here's the ugly truth. Most people quit before they even hit their breaking point. They quit when it gets uncomfortable, not unbearable. They quit when they're tired, not broken. They quit when the results don't come fast enough. And then they tell themselves they gave it their best. But they didn't. They gave it what was convenient, not what was possible. You want to know why you're not as tough as you think you are? Because you let yourself off the hook too easily. You let your mind tell you, it's okay to stop. You've done enough. But enough for what? Enough to stay mediocre? Enough to stay comfortable? Enough to feel like you tried without actually risking failure? Real toughness is about ignoring that voice in your head. It's about learning to push past what you think are your limits and finding out just how far you can actually go. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you did something truly hard? Not something that made you sweat a little, not something that challenged you for an hour. I mean something that tested you to your core, something that scared you, something that made you question if you even had it in you to finish. That's where toughness is built. It's not built in the easy wins. It's built in the moments that crush your ego and strip you bare. You see, life doesn't reward you for how tough you say you are. Life rewards you for what you prove to yourself. And proving it isn't pretty. It's waking up early when you're dead tired. It's staying late when you want to quit. It's owning up to your mistakes instead of blaming others. It's showing up for the grind when there's no applause, no recognition, and no guarantee of success. That's toughness. The problem is, most people don't want to go through that. They want the results without the process. They want the strength without the struggle. They want to be called tough without ever actually having to be tough. But life doesn't work like that. Toughness is earned, and the price is steep. It costs you your comfort. It costs you your excuses. It costs you your old self, the version of you that settles, avoids, and hides. Here's the thing about real toughness. It's not just about surviving pain. It's about embracing it. It's about seeing pain as a teacher, not an enemy. Most people run from pain, but tough people, they run toward it because they understand that pain is where growth lives. Pain is what sharpens you, hardens you, and prepares you for whatever life throws your way. Without it, you're just soft, mentally, emotionally, physically. Think about the hardest thing you've ever done. Did it break you? Or did it make you stronger? Did you come out the other side wishing you hadn't gone through it? Or did you come out grateful for the lessons it taught you? Toughness isn't about avoiding the hard things. It's about embracing them and using them to become better. And here's something else you need to understand. Toughness is lonely. It's not a group project. Nobody can make you tough. Nobody can do the work for you. This is a path you have to walk alone. When you're up at 5 a.m. grinding while everyone else is sleeping, when you're making sacrifices that nobody else understands, when you're pushing yourself to your absolute limit, that's when you're pushing